Let's talk about dynamics and how to play interesting intervals. A couple of things that can really enhance your playing as you try to improve your playing and to make it more interesting as an advanced player or even as an intermediate player, try to move to the next level. A lot of times we take what we have been taught our whole lives, which is to play scales, and play them very evenly. And of course, you would want to do that first to get every note very even. But actually, you can change the dynamic of individual notes and create a lot of interest without changing the notes that you're playing. In other words, I can just play the scale. Here's a G scale. Alright, I go back up. So there I'm just playing pretty evenly. But watch what happens when I play the same exact scale and just grab certain notes out of it and emphasize them, and I'm de-emphasizing the other ones. So you almost hear this kind of sound, almost like a syncopated sound, or almost a staccato kind of thing, but you're not breaking the rhythm of what you're doing, and the notes are still there, so it's a very smooth kind of sound. Again, you're not changing anything with your right hand, and so you can create some interest. So if I create a little, let's make a little bigger scale here, just do both octaves. And so I'm going to sort of mix it up now and play it one more time and kind of show you how you can do this. Okay, here's just really G scale notes when I'm kind of grabbing different parts of it here and there, and doing the dynamic thing as well. So you see how that works. You can also take, let's just say I wanted to create a little tension over a G chord here. Here's a G, I'm going to grab the flat 7, kind of a bluesy thing, I'm grabbing the flat 7, which is F. Let's just say I drone that. So I can grab different notes, just sort of random notes while I drone this. Well, I could also then add this dynamic factor to it. Right. So again, right hand keeps doing the same thing over and over, but I'm grabbing certain parts of it. And so as you develop your playing and you do cross-picking arpeggios, you do scales, you fold scales, you do patterns, if you'll take all that information that you may already know, a great deal of it, and then add dynamics to it, then all of a sudden you've created this whole other world without changing really anything you're doing as far as the playing goes. Okay? Alright, let's talk about intervals and how we can make those more interesting. Since we tend to play scales, that's kind of what our bread and butter is, kind of what we do, the notes then tend to be pretty close together because we're used to playing them in a linear fashion up and down. We're playing straight. So if you looked at it on a page, if it were written out in notation, you just see this line that goes up and down. To be more interesting with your playing, you need to create bigger leaps. So instead of playing, I might go. Right, so I'm jumping a little bit. You get the idea there. Again, using dynamics, use what you already know, which is the scale notes, and you want to think of yourself as grabbing notes that are available from the G scale in this case, almost like a piano player. So the piano player sees the notes, he's not going to just play them all in a row, he can randomly grab any one because he knows they all work. It's the same idea with the G scale here, and so since I know they work, I can just grab these bigger intervals and create interest that way.